Anna and Ryan were inseparable, childhood sweethearts who thought their love was strong enough to conquer anything. They tied the knot in a small, simple ceremony, their hearts full of dreams for the future. Ryan worked at his family's business, a company built on generations of pride and wealth. But to Ryan's family, Anna was an outsider. They saw her, not for the love in her heart, but for the emptiness in her pockets. Her humble background was a stain on their pristine family image. One evening, the words that would shatter Anna's world fell from Ryan's lips. "Anna, with you by my side," he said, his voice cold and distant, "I'll never achieve the status I deserve in my family." Just like that, their vows meant nothing. He divorced her, turning his back on their shared history to marry a woman whose wealth matched his family's expectations. Anna was left alone, her heart in a million pieces, wondering how the love of her life could trade their bond for a better social standing. The pain was unbearable, a constant ache that reminded her of everything she had lost. But in that devastation, a tiny spark of determination ignited. She wouldn't let this be the end of her story. The years that followed were a blur of relentless work and sleepless nights. Anna poured every ounce of her broken heart into building a new life for herself, brick by painful brick. She was fueled by the memory of Ryan's betrayal, a fire that pushed her to climb higher and higher in the ruthless world of business. She learned, she failed, she got back up, and she fought. Slowly but surely, she transformed herself from a heartbroken young woman into a formidable force. She became the founder and owner of her own thriving company, a name that commanded respect in circles Ryan's family could only dream of entering. She had built her own empire, not on inherited wealth, but on pure grit and intelligence. While Anna was rising from the ashes, a storm was brewing over Ryan's gilded world. The family company, once a symbol of their power and prestige, was crumbling. Bad investments, market shifts, and arrogant mismanagement had led them to the brink of collapse. The whispers of bankruptcy grew louder each day, and the once proud family was now desperate. Scrambling to find a savior, an investor who could pull them back from the abyss. They searched far and wide, but no one was willing to risk their money on a sinking ship. The family's arrogance had left them with few friends and even fewer allies. Their empire was about to turn to dust. The day of the final, desperate board meeting arrived. The air in the conference room was thick with tension and despair. Ryan and his father sat at the head of the table, their faces pale, waiting for the arrival of the one mysterious investor who had shown interest, their last and only hope. The door swung open, and in walked a woman radiating power and confidence. Her stilettos clicked decisively on the polished floor. Ryan looked up, his eyes widening in disbelief. It was Anna. Not the simple, quiet girl he had left behind, but a polished, commanding executive. The room fell silent. The woman he had discarded for being too poor was now the only person in the world who could save him. Ryan stared, completely stunned. It was as if he was seeing a ghost from a past he had tried so hard to bury. He stumbled to his feet, his voice trembling as he spoke her name. "Anna, is it really you?" Overwhelmed by a tidal wave of regret and a flicker of the love he once felt, he approached her, his eyes pleading. "Anna, I've never stopped loving you," he confessed, his voice cracking. "I was a fool, a complete fool. Please, can you forgive me? I can start over." But Anna just looked at him, her expression unreadable, a cold calm where a storm of emotion once raged. She let him finish, the silence stretching uncomfortably. Then she spoke, her voice clear and sharp, cutting through his pathetic plea. "I'm not here to rekindle a romance, Ryan." She took a step closer, her gaze sweeping over him, his father, and the entire boardroom filled with the people who had once looked down on her. "I'm here to buy the one thing that was more important to you than our love." She paused, letting her words hang in the air, each one a dagger twisting in his gut. "I'm here to buy the company. I'm here to buy the money that you chose over me." The shock on Ryan's face was her victory, the culmination of years of silent suffering and tireless work. The deal was swift and brutal. Anna's offer was the only one on the table, and they were in no position to refuse. With the stroke of a pen, the company that had been the source of his family's pride and her deep humiliation now belonged to her. Her first act as the new owner was decisive. She walked back into the conference room, a list in her hand. One by one, she fired Ryan, his father, and every family member who had ever made her feel small and worthless. She dismantled their legacy with the same cold efficiency they had used to dismantle her heart. But she didn't fire everyone. She kept the few colleagues who had shown her kindness, the ones who had seen her for who she was, not where she came from. They were the ones who deserved to be part of the company's new future. As Ryan packed his personal belongings into a cardboard box, the same way she had packed her life years ago, he finally understood. He felt the crushing weight of being cast aside, of being deemed not good enough. He watched Anna, now the queen of the castle he had once lorded over, and realized the true cost of his betrayal. He had traded true love for status, and in the end, he had lost both. Anna walked away, not looking back, finally free. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.